Here. 4.2 trigonometric ratios and special angles. You had this one in grade 11, a special triangle, when you have 45-degree for right angle triangle. You have 45-degree. This side is 1, the other side is 1, and the hypotenuse is square root of 2. We need to know that the sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Let's just do it together. Let's say I want to find the sine of 45, okay? Sine of 45, it is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is the side that is in front of that. Opposite of that is 1. Hypotenuse, of course, is the side is the longest side that is in front of your 90-degree true. Is 1 over square root of 2. How about cosine? Cosine of 45 is equal to adjacent. Adjacent is the side that is beside. Adjacent means something is a side of you. Adjacent is 1 again, and over hypotenuse, which is a square root of 2. We have tangents. I'm going to do the tangents for you as well. The tan, let's say I want to do the tan of 45. The tan is opposite over adjacent. In this example, opposite I know is 1 for 45-degree and adjacent is 1. So the tan of 45 is 1. Any question?
No.
Now here is another special triangle. So guys, you need to memorize this right angle triangle. So if I give you sine 45, you have to draw this one, and based on this picture, tell me what is the sine of 45. Here is another special triangle. It's 60-degree, 30-degree. So the side that is beside 30 is a square root of 3. See this 3 and 3, you just memorize it this way. Just make some trick for yourself. And the other side is 1 and 2. Of course, the biggest one, which is hypotenuse, should be the biggest. And here is 1. Now, sine of 30, sine is what? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 2, is 1 over 2. Cosine is adjacent. Adjacent is beside. Is a square root of 3 over hypotenuse, which is 2. Tan is opposite over adjacent, which is 1 over square root of 3. For side 60, you do the same. You have to look at 60. And for sine 60, you say opposite. Opposite for 60 is what? Is the square root of 3 over hypotenuse, which is 2. And cosine is adjacent, is 1 over 2, 1 over hypotenuse. Tan 60 is what? Opposite is square root of 3 over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent is tan of 60, as you see here. Tan 60 is the square root of 3 over 1. Any question, guys?
No.
So this is the review of the grade 11. Please ask me a question if you don't know it still. I did explain to you how to convert from degree to radian, right? Just put it one more time. Let's say you want to do 45. This is 45 in degree. You have to multiply it by a ratio. I know 180 degree is 2 pi, is pi in radian. So you just simplify. 45 divided by 45 is 1. 180 divided by 45 is 4. So the answer is pi over 4. Or automatically, you can say that 30 is pi over 6, 60 is pi over 30, 90 is pi over 2, 180 is pi. So this is the things that you need to do it very, very fast. Converting. Now, here, sine of pi over 3. What do you do? First of all, pi over 3 is what? You have to convert pi over 3 to the degree. How? Pi over 3 multiplied by 180 divided by pi. Pi and pi cancel. 180 divided by 3 is 60. So pi over 3 is the 60 degree. So what is the sine of 60? You have to draw that as a special triangle. Here is 60. Here is 30. So you know this is going to be the square root of 3. 1, 2. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is square root of 3 over 2. This is what you do. Now, cosecant of 0.97. First of all, just make a note. Secant of theta is 1 over cosine theta. Cosecant theta equal to what? 1 over sine theta. Cotangent theta equal to 1 over tan. So this is the reciprocal of trig ratios. Cotan theta is equal to tan theta. So you need to know those. So for cosine of 0.97, cosecant of 0.97, I know cosecant is 1 over sine. Then you have to use your calculator. I hope everyone knows how to use the calculator from grade 11. So 1 over that, 1 divided by sine of 55.6, just put in a calculator, you get this. Any question?
No.
Okay, let's move on. Now this is a cast rule. I'm gonna clear that. Okay, I need to explain the cast rule for you guys. See, if you have this unit circle, and here is the angle theta, this point on this unit circle has an x and y, right? The y component is this. From here to here is y component, and from here to here is x component. If I want to do, and this is unit circle, means the radius is 1. Sine theta is equal to what? Opposite over hypotenuse, y over 1. Cosine theta is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse is x over 1. Tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, y over x. So stick this one into your mind. The sine is y component. Cosine is x component. Tan is y over x. How does it help you? When you have this, your angle is here. Since the x and y in this quadrant is all positive, right? Means your sine gonna be positive, your cosine gonna be positive, and here both of them positive means tan is gonna be positive. So in this quadrant, all is positive. In second quadrant, your x is negative, right? Your x is negative. Cosine has x and tan has x. So these two are negative. Just sine is positive, right? And in this quadrant, your x and y is negative. So the y and x is negative means sine is negative, cosine is negative. So negative y over x, negative, negative is positive. Here's tan is positive. In this quadrant, the last quadrant, fourth quadrant, the x is positive, the y is negative. The x is positive, so it means just the cosine gonna be positive because the y is negative, sine and tan is gonna be negative, right? The cosine. So now do you understand the cast rule? C-A-S-T, cast. Means in the fourth quadrant, the cosine is positive, all other ratios are negative. In the first one, everything is positive. In the second quadrant, just sine is positive. In the third quadrant, tan is positive. Do you understand now, cast rule? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to erase that. Now here, we're doing two questions. Using the unit circle to find exact value of the primary trig ratio for this angle. When it says primary trig ratio, it means sine, cosine, and tan. They are primary trig ratios. Now 2 pi over 3, first things you do is to convert 2 pi over 3 to degree. So you multiply it by 180 over pi, you get 120. Then you want to see where they are standing. So here is 0 degree. When you go counterclockwise, you're moving in a positive direction, right? 120 degree. Here is 180 degree, right? From here to here, 120 degrees there. So it means from here to here is 120. Now, can anyone tell me if from here is 120, what would be this angle theta here for me? What is this? It's from here to here is 120 and the total is 180. What would be the angle of that this line making with x-axis? Since the total is 180 and from here to here is 120, 180 minus 120 is what? Is 60 degree. You understood? Maybe I just make it better. See, I have that. From here to here is 120. Since the total is 180, what would be this? 60, right? This 60 plus 120 is 180. Okay. Now I need to make a right angle triangle with that. So since this is 60, here is 30, everyone need to know the special triangle that this side is a square root of 3. This side is 1, and here is 2. Now I need to do the special triangle. Let's just do sine. Sine of 120 equal. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. A square root of 3 over 2. Now I need to ask here, if the sign here is positive or negative, you need to know the cast rule. CAST. Here in this quadrant, the sign is positive, so it's going to be positive here. Now cosine of 120. Cosine of the 120 is equal to, cosine going to be what? Adjacent over hypotenuse, 1 over 2. Is it positive or negative? Here is just a sign is positive, means the rest of that should be negative. Tan of 120 is opposite over adjacent. Square root of 3 over 1. It should be negative because in a second quadrant, just sign is positive. Any question, anyone? Theodore?
No.
Okay, just remind you, sine of 120 is equal to sine of 60. Because this acute angle is 60. And sine of 60 is a square root of 3 over 2. Since in this quadrant, the sign is positive, you need to put positive here. Okay, the other one, 7 pi over 6. I want to write the primary trig ratio for that one. Again, use 7 pi over 6. You need to convert it to the degree. Is 210. 210. This is 0. This is 180. This is 270. This is 360 again. And here is 90 degree, right? Everyone knows that. So It's gonna be somewhere here between 180 and 270. 210 is in this quadrant. So from here to here is 210. Can anyone tell me what is this angle? The angle that this line making with x-axis? From here to here is 180. If you minus 180 from 220, you get what? You get 30 degree, right? Means sine of 210 is equal to sine of 30, but negative or positive? Again, remember the cast rule. CAST. Here, just the tangent is positive. Everything else going to be negative. So of course, it's going to be negative sine of 30. Cosine of 210 is equal to cosine of 30. Again, should be negative because in this quadrant, just tan is positive. Tan 210 is tan 30, here positive. In the third quadrant, again, the tan is positive. Now, sine 30, cosine 30, tan 30. How do I get that? You need to remember a special triangle. Here is 30. Here is 60. Here is the square root of 3. Here is 1. Here is 2. Sine of 30 is opposite over hypotenuse. Is 1 over 2, as you see here. Cosine 30 is adjacent over hypotenuse. It's a square root of 3 over 2, as you see, square root of 3 over 2. Tan is opposite over adjacent. It's 1 over a square root of 3. And you see here. Just make sure, based on what quadrant it is, you need to find out the sign here is positive or negative. Any question?
No.
Okay, I'm going to the worksheet. So here, you do these questions. Okay, so question number 7. Question number 7. Question number 8. And question number 10. These 3 questions are enough. Okay, 7, 8, 10. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna. All right.